so I drop that down. And, oops, hang on, take that off.
I got caught.
Everyone. And we're different levels again. And I know why, because it's purely, I've got a lower table this time. I had to set up a lower table, and I didn't want to tune the camera.
Your table's in my trailer.
Exactly. And it is the one that I use under this mat. So I'm just fine-tuning that a tiny little bit, just so that I can see my now. And I'm closer to the screen, so it feels a bit weird. So, hello everyone. Hi there.
Good morning again.
And I think we're going to surprise people because we're there earlier than what we normally do. Though we have got Nicole, she is here, so thank you for being here. The earlier, especially since we're daylight saving transition time. And isn't that something to get into? That happened while we were on our weekend, so it wasn't quite as noticeable. But driving through this morning, I thought, yeah, it is actually earlier, isn't it? Even though at timeline it's later. Oh, gone by the clock. Excuse me. I've actually got a very itchy nose now. So how you going, Leanne?
I'm starting to feel quarter human, I think, at the moment.
I'm still, exactly about that. Got home, unpacked, got the stuff out. I'll have a shower afterwards because it's just one of those things. I really missed home. It was lovely getting back to see the dogs, and they were really, really, really happy to see me too.
Yeah.
It was good. And unpacked and had to set up the table with the mat, turn everything on. Because we were going to surprise everybody, weren't we? And sit in the same room. But I miss my home. So
I don't blame you. I was going to go back to bed for that half an hour after you left, and I thought, I'll just sit with my family for, that half hour, 3/4 an hour, and chat with them before they went off and did their things. So I thought, okay, get in the shower, keep moving. So.
And you've got a busy day planned ahead as well too, because I do actually have the, and I haven't texted you yet, the phone's still charging. It was dead flat and turned itself off. So at the moment it's by my side charging. I will get you the address for where I am. So I did get the opportunity to see you second time today, which is cool.
That's it. How's that?
Yeah.
How many days in a row is that? Yeah. It's great.
Because it was funny, because Tony said when I asked him, where's the other little table? I need it lifted. I can't do a show at that level because my coffee table is about that low to the ground. You'd have got a very odd angle of seeing me.
We make do with what we got at the time, don't we? So
yeah, we do. Yes, we do. Now, you talk. I'm just going to have a quick look in the background. Are we actually? Well, we are live.
We are live.
I just want to see where it's showing up on my system.
Cool. We've got a few comments coming through, but I just want to say a big thank you to everybody that came out in Port Lincoln on the weekend and seen Ros and I at the Miracles Expo. And also, I'm sure the ladies aren't listening at the moment because they will be busy, but the lovely, beautiful two ladies that actually run the Miracles Expo and all the hard work that they did. So it's been an amazing weekend. Ros and I and Mum and Dad have had so many laughs over the weekend. I love hanging out with you, Ros. There's never a dull moment between the four of us.
Thank you. It is fun. It's just a ball. I love it too.
It is. So, so we might be, well, Ros is certainly a lot more awake looking than I'm feeling at the moment.
That surface.
So it's been a very, amazing 3 days we were in there, Port Lincoln area, we were there for 4 days, but 3 days of the expo. So, so it's been really good. So.
That was good. One of the things that I had as a surprise as part of that too was the stretch when someone suggested, no, give me some medium. What are you getting from me in the line of the medium thing? You test me sometimes, Leanne, and Well, she didn't. I said at the end of it, because what I came through with was spot on. She said, look, that is spot on. It's my grandfather. Just trust it. And I thought, oh, God, you've made my weekend. It was the last reading that I had, and it was almost like, I need to be paying you for that. That's such a that was good.
Yeah. And do you know what? I just love it, like watching yourself and different ones that go, no, I don't do mediumship. I'm not like, they practice, but they're not comfortable to sort of sit there and put themselves at it. And when you do get put on that spot, or, you are forced to take that step and watch, how you can actually do it and realise yourself. It's an amazing feeling when you do it, though, isn't it?
Oh, it was. It did make my weekend. It just was that nice, you'd almost say it's the cherry on top of the cream on top of the cake type thing. It was really good.
Yeah.
So, it is great to be able to actually do this work in the way that we do, the way that we're guided to, and occasionally get to kick up the pants to actually put it forward more. Yeah. Oh, I loved it. Yeah. And that's just a reminder too. I didn't do the cross-posting, but because I didn't have time with the booting up of the computer and the rest, does that do it automatically now and set it up in the events, or what's that?
No, it doesn't, but remember we did that Sunday night. I showed you how to do it, and I did it while we were there.
Oh, so that means a reminder now for those who are on those other pages, please make sure, because the comments are coming in, so please make sure that what you're doing is clicking on the one that brings you to, I've got a hair in my face, brings you to the mytimetv.live. So long as you've got that up in the area somewhere in the description, if that's the page you're on, I'll be able to see any comments that you're putting in the background, okay? So just that reminder, make sure you're on mytimetv.live, okay?
Yeah. Hey, Ros, just before I forget, because you know what my mind's going to be like today.
Oh, I know what mine's going to be like.
I'm laughing at myself already. Yeah. Ros and I have only had what have we had, 3-4 hours sleep or something like that this morning, because we got back from Port Lincoln. That's it. I think it was like 2 a.m. or something this morning. We arrived back here in Mount Barker. Did you have anything on your feet this morning when you left? I just got looked at it.
Yeah, I had to. Yeah, I haven't taken them off. My red shoes. I put my red
the other ones are at my front door. The shoes you had on this morning when we got back. I went to go to the shower and I'm looking and I'm going, did Ros have shoes on her feet when she left?
Well, I did remember in the back of your car too, I'd scrunched up my little cardigan type poncho-y thingy in a bag in the back that we had for the couple of nights ago. When we thought in the afternoon, when we're out for dinner, I thought we might need it. And that's scrunched up in a plastic bag. Don't throw it out.
Okay, I did see that there yesterday morning when we packed the car, so I knew it was yours.
Yeah. I remembered as I'm driving back, I didn't grab that when I unloaded the car. So,
that's right.
Unloading them,
So I'll throw that stuff in a bag for you and bring to you.
Yeah, I did, because I did have 3 pairs of shoes. Luckily, I had some shoes with that, even if the rest of the clothes were a bit limited. Oh, gosh. So it really is a good morning, though, as we can continue to say hi to Karen.
Good morning, Karen.
And now, yes, we've got the evening ladies who are on the other side of the world who are...
Good morning, honey.
But they'd probably be still in their 7th of October where we're in our 8th.
Yes.
So we know that your tomorrow's coming. Oh, I just cried. It is. And we have Diane saying, yes, we're early birds. It was the late night hours and the early birds now.
and this is just a once-off thing this week, as I have to head off after the show and to appointments for the day. So
you are so flat out busy. I don't know how you can do it.
Ask me that in about 5 hours' time.
Yeah, I dare say I'll be having my nana nap today sometime. Yeah, and in a massage chair sometime because I've got one at home. I'm going to enjoy that, stretching out after long drives. We've got Georgina here who's actually asking, is there anything for her, please? Now, I'm not going to answer that one. what it's a reminder for, though, is that when you're actually asking questions in these types of live streams, and pretty much for any psychic medium, to actually make your questions more specific so that we can answer them more particularly and move on to others, because there can be a long line of people wanting to have some answers to their questions. And we don't get to everybody, unfortunately, because the timeline doesn't allow that. We do limit it to the 1 hour. But do share it out and come back later, and at times it depends on how I feel, because I host this one, I answer them later if I have time myself. You definitely won't be able to, Leanne, will you? Obviously
No, not today.
And besides, it is also that we do ask for that level of respect for our time. This is the time that we're giving freely. Any other times, please book through our various systems. So you've got a booking method on your page, Leanne.
Yeah, I have.
Medium. I have, I think I have, I've got to double check that, a booking system. Mine's just the Ros Bounty, but I probably will be changing that page name. Can you change page names?
You can add to the name.
Add to the name.
So if you want to make it Ros Bounty Psychic Medium, you can add to it.
And then it does define, that's my page that I'm concentrating the psychic mediumship into now, and the Hypnosis Plus with Ros is more the other hypnotherapy, obviously, and etc. for that side of what I do. And I do actually have the, oh, now I can't remember, your bookkeeping anyway for the virtual assistant stuff. I spread myself. But more and more, it's a growing thing. Isn't it wonderful that we can actually practice and grow our talents in whatever ways we feel guided to? Yep, Spirit's giving me the kick up the pants. I was going to say another word. You know what I mean? Sometimes some of those words let slip. not to deliberately swear at all. It's, you know.
No, it's just us being us. Good morning, Leanne.
So good morning, Leanne. And how did that change? Oh yes, it did. Feel so sluggish, but with the change of the daylight saving, yeah, we do get used to it. I take a while to get used to it. How does it take you, Leanne? There's Susan. Hello, Susan.
Good morning, Susan. Sometimes a couple of weeks. Depends. Like, I think this week is going to sort of help in a sense that we've just done 3 big days in a row, and the daylight savings has sort of hit in that time. So for me, when like I work away or I work in that energy for that period of time, I might have 3 or 4 flat days this week. So I'm hoping that, well, I'm planning, I've set my intentions that the daylight savings sort of shift that I usually feel each year, or each end of it, and when it affects me, I'm hoping that's going to come into my tired, my low energy sort of period after doing these big days. So fingers crossed I'm not going to notice it. I'm hoping.
Yeah, that'd be good. And what I have found over time, because I've come from a upbringing of dairying and farming life, when it comes to daylight saving time, I've always hated it because it doesn't make any difference to the cows. You still got to, we still had to milk them at the same time pretty much. So our timeline sort of changed, but it made the times really weird and hard to manage in that transition until you could gradually get the cows used to it. So then my time getting used to it over those years, and this was years ago, but how much that actually affects the future life in the years that it has for me. I hate daylight saving. I'd just rather have a normal time and adjust your times if you want a meeting earlier to make use of daylight for something else, things like that. For me, that's how it's affected my life, and it takes ages to do the transition. And I did say, yeah.
I was just going to say, you think those cows could have changed their biological clocks for you, wouldn't you?
Oh, definitely, yeah. And the calves really wanting feeding at the right time that we wanted to feed them, not when they really were used to it, all of that process. Oh, gosh. Yeah.
If it was
got the comment there. Someone has mentioned our photo from the weekend when we were relaxing. Thank you, Joanna.
I couldn't help myself.
Oh, it was just, it really was nice to just snuggle under that blanket to let go
Oh,
of the
it
day's
was.
stuff.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
could have got a couple more funnier photos on the night before, but I
Yeah, well,
didn't
I'm
have the
very
energy to
pleased
get
that you
rid
haven't. It's good that you hadn't. So, yes. And
of
yes, especially if mum and dad and stuff. Yeah, but anyway. um,
Good morning,
Lovely, bloody
Sophie.
good morning, lovely to see us. And that's a question about a job. Do we want to actually do that as we're going through now? Because some of the questions are starting to come in wanting some answers there. That's a
Yeah,
specific one. So thank you for that.
yeah, okay. So,
I'm reading
so I'm just trying to
it.
look around my camera stand. Happy with my job. I think
Chirpy
I'm.
faces, yeah. If you don't mind, do you see anything happening with a job I'm thinking of applying for next year related to my career and studies? So I'll speak that one out loud. There you go. What do you get? I'm
Uh,
getting you, positives.
I get positive too with it as well, honey, but I also feel like I'm being drawn overseas with your energy. So, not necessarily around work, but I get the feeling of planning to go overseas next year with that side of it. But yes, I do feel that the changes related to career is positive. Look at the study that's being put in front of you because I get the reference to it. It's about finding balance with that as well. All right. I want to say there's more that you want to study. It's not just this one thing. There is other things as well. So I want to say it's work and study. All right.
Uh,
So I might just mute myself, Roz, to have a cough while you do that.
yeah, what I'm going to do is bring, hang on, I did the wrong thing there. Oh, back to this. What did I just do? Somehow Leanne went blank. Okay, what I've got here, I'm going to do that with the cut. I've got the camera set up. It needs some fine tuning. This is the one over the cards. It's actually looking really, really bright lighted. Anyway, what it is the roll of the dice and the crack the whip. So I think as far as what I'm feeling around that one is that with the studies there is you're not 100% clear, or you've got a couple of choices around which ones you actually want to take on as your studies that will help develop your career. Cracking the whip is actually get that done too. So don't give up on that. Just continue with that so that you're not letting it lapse. What did I? Oh, that's what I did. 9. Hang on a sec. What have I done here?
There's
So
you. I
why
can see you.
I can't see you? Why is that? Oh,
I don't know.
I thought I had, hang on, let me see. Go that. Uh-oh. Is everybody else seeing Leanne or not? There's a blank purple screen. We can hear
Oh,
your voice.
yeah. Yeah, I'm still here.
I've clicked back on your audio. I'm just going to drop you out of the studio, Leanne, and bring you
Yeah,
back
go for
up.
it.
And let's see if that brings her back up as a picture. No. Uh-oh. Hi,
I'm
Leanne.
hiding.
Could you actually drop back right out and come join in on the guest link again, please? I've mucked something up somehow. Don't know what I did. Oh, no. Yeah. Now, if I'm frozen, hopefully everybody can still hear me. I'm just going to scroll to the bottom of the comments. Leanne's gone. You can still hear her there, Nicole. That's good. I like that comment. Thanks, Shelley. Peekaboo, no, Leanne. Yeah, can you actually see me? Am I still here and am I still like moving, waving my hands? I know there's a time delay. So you can hear me. Can you see me as well? Thanks, Tracy. And I've just got to wait till Leanne, no, just a lilac walk. Yeah, that's what it was. That's what I was seeing in the background too. And you can hear me. Good, thanks, Ashley. She's still not here. I'm moving. Oh, good. That's what I wanted to know, Ashley. Thanks. So, anyway, I've just got to wait until Leanne does come back in. Now, I did have those 2 cards that were there for, and I can't remember whose question that was for, but marry the 2 together of what Leanne suggested and just with the study part of that's what I was getting with those cards, with the study section of what your question was. So, cool. Now, Leanne, you're there again?
I'm here.
Right, I'll just wait to see now. Anyone there can see Leanne now. So Nicole, yeah, that was the delay factor. You can see me that, which I verified that one. Let's see if others can see you too. And then we'll keep going. It's like the ad hoc part of it's interesting when you do the fairs, I found you sort of go with the expectation too of having fullness of booking sheets and time slots and all the rest of it, and workshops flowing smoothly and the rest, and how much the I've got to look that way again. It actually looked like I'm looking,
I'm on the other side.
yeah, we're on the other side again. I found it really interesting the different ways that the energy flow happens over a weekend like that, and how it just really interesting. I don't know why I brought that up. I think probably because of the way, even with this, you can't predict everything all the time. And it is those accidental happenings that you just got to cope with at the time. Great. Thank you, Tracy. That's good to know.
Hey, Tracy.
Right. So I can move back up to a lot of comments that we've had that have come in. So thank you. Now that it was Sophie who we'd done before, wasn't it? Oh yeah, and we're back up to that. I've got to shrink it down a bit. Yeah. So thank you, people, for being patient while Leanne needed to refresh, because I had mucked up and the dogs are behind me. It's funny. Both of the dogs are just sitting outside the door waiting for me to open it to come in again. They're really
Russell's reminding you.
He is. So, and Leanne, you've been patiently waiting there too, at the top of the list. Next down from the top of the list, can you see us moving and buying another house? Oh,
okay, yes.
Where and when? Whoa.
Yeah. Okay, yes, yeah. But I feel it will be more around March.
I'm going to do the cards this way because I think the camera is actually better suited there at the moment, even though there's a bit of a flare. So you're unlocking your own timeline. I think you are. You're unlocking the potential in being able to move and being able to purchase, where I'm feeling it is actually where you've got a variety of choices, so that you're going to be able to unlock whichever area, wherever you want to be. So I'll probably say, being that 33 and the 8, what's all that add up to as numbers? Well, did you see that colour change? The camera changed a bit of colour. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, 14, so 5.
6 and 8's 45. Yeah. Because when you said March, I mean, that's the 3.
That's why I smiled.
Yeah, it's probably the middle of March, around the 14th.
Yeah.
That'd be specific, wouldn't it? Let us know if that's right. Have a contract.
It's very specific.
Well, the Lenormand deck is supposed to be fairly specific, but you know, sometimes it is the roll of the dice and how to interpret them too, like anything. Because I wouldn't say we get it wrong, but sometimes the interpretation is different to what it actually is meant to be, as in, you know, whether it's the weeks or the days or something.
Yeah, that's it.
Do you think so? Sometimes? Oh, I've got to go that way. Yeah. Hey, last time when we did this, didn't I drop myself out and come back in second?
You did.
And we were on the right side. Shall I try that and risk goofing it up again? Having a freeze?
If you want to. But that's okay, because if you look that way, I turn my back to you, we're actually looking at each other.
Yeah, but I'm looking at a blank wall. I don't like looking at the blank wall.
You need to put a mirror out there.
No, what I'm going to do, I'll actually get another question. Oh, no, we just did the answer. There you go. Have you got your cards out, or did you not have them there this morning?
They are still in the
Yeah.
boot of the car.
I'll do
It's
this
okay.
one first because Katie's actually asking how are we both today. Well, we've already been chatting about that, but if she would like to have a card, no questions. Look, I'm fine with just doing
okay.
your card and presenting.
I've
Oh, you've got some. You do
I've got
that.
another pack here. Yeah.
I'm going to drop myself down while I have that, and you can do that while I see if it changes the.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, so just bear with me, everyone. Just while I bring my cards out. That was quick. Oh my God, I didn't even get a chance.
It's just an out and in. Oh, cool.
That was very good, wasn't it?
And I didn't make that one up that time.
Yeah, beautiful. I just lost half the deck, but the two that came flying back at me was the past card and the grief card. So, honey, I want to say, look at what the grief. Now, grief doesn't always mean somebody's passing, that sort of grief. It could be grief in many ways. It could be something that you're mourning, something that you haven't had in your life, something that you've lost in the physical rather than the body sort of side of it. So I get the reference to the past that you're holding on to grief. I want to say now is the time to let go of it. You can't keep hiding. Whoops, wrong card. You can't keep hiding from the past, from that pain, that grief. Okay. So it is really now the time to acknowledge, to give gratitude and to let it go. But I also get the reference to it's really important for you to nurture you at the moment as well. Okay. So I wish you all the very best with that. Things will move when you let go of that past. Okay.
Good. Now, what I just thought of doing that might work is I'm still going to go down the list, but we do a seesaw. Your turn, my turn. Your turn, my turn. Shall we try that?
Okay.
Then we might be able to get through a little more and numbers wise.
Yep. Good idea.
Because the next one is Lois. I do remember having her hello earlier, so and she'd just like a card reading. So I'm just going to do whether it's. I'm not going to risk that other camera. It's just not coming in properly. So I'll just hold up one at this point and see what we come up with. And I'll go to like that, and then it gives Leanne a bit of an opportunity for a drink behind what is the comment screen if she wants to cough or anything. Now that is the fish card in the Letterman deck. I'm just trying to find which side is better. No, that side is better. It's not as glary. And that's actually about abundance and creating and using all of the resources that you've got. But those also, when used in because fish school, I feel that it's a team effort in being able to make the full use and in creating more so that abundance is actually increased. Now, it could be anything from doing new studies and that will develop more that's going to be, and abundance isn't just about your dollar resources and the rest, it's just creating a really great quality of life, I suppose, and probably even if you're wanting to have a higher level of that in the fuller sense of, I'm just trying, there is a term we use in society, Western society. It's just gone out the door for me, so I'm not even going to continue that one. So it's actually moving into you're going to have that flow of abundance coming forward. And in the teamwork, sometimes, you know how schools of fish will, they'll swim along and then turn quickly and then turn quickly and all of that. There's that communication factor in it and teamwork and team effort. But also sometimes there is that one that will take off and do their own thing. There might be those moments for you, but just be aware of what is out on the edges that might be the predators, if you get what I mean. So go with the flow with that and make full use of those resources is what I'm getting for you. So, and in the way that I've just decided, I just you've got the next one. And here's
okay.
Vanessa. Can you read
Yeah,
that?
well, I was just wondering if you can see us getting the answers I want to hear. Love and light. I get yes, honey, but it's not going to quite come as quickly as you would like it to, but just be patient. But I get yes. Okay. I feel very strongly a yes around that. All right. So wish you all the very best with that. I actually feel there's positive energy around that. I want to smile. So you're muted, Ros.
Wasn't that lucky? Because the dog started to bark just then. There was someone walking past, and I thought, oh, I should mute. That's already muted.
Perfect timing.
It was, and that was an accidental perfect timing. So, Tracy, how are you this morning? And will my finances improve, please? Thank you. Let's see if you get the fish as well out of this deck, because that would certainly be a strong indicator. So, let me have a looky here. Oh, you've actually got the moon. And I'll single my screen up for you. Oh, wrong way. The moon actually brings through the cycle, so I'm feeling that you're probably going through a cycle that will actually move through what the flow of the money is for you. If that's where your energy is at the moment regarding finances, keep the positive thinking, positive thoughts around it. That's a little bit distracting having Leanne's face hidden while the comments are up, isn't it? I feel a bit funny looking at like this.
I could be pulling faces and you don't know.
Well, exactly. And I'm thinking, move to your left. See, can we see you past the corner? Do a peekaboo. Yes. That looks funny. Sorry. So yeah, Tracy. Look, it will go through its normal cycle. Oh, no, I'm not liking that. I think I'll just do it that way and we'll just still stay on the screen but still do the seesaw.
That was actually a good stretch. That's most of my body stretched the weekend.
Oh, good. Do you want me to do that again? Look, do a good stretch. Do the peekaboo.
I need to do it to the other side too.
Yeah, balance it up. And that, I think, too, is keeping the positives in mind in the thought process, in the what you're going to manifest, that it will actually improve. And it's also a lot to do with being careful around your own financial management side of it, keeping an eye on the what your income is. You know what your income is, but the spending and how and where you're actually spending it too. It's a matter of balance with a lot of budgeting too and self-determination that you're actually going to stick to it as well. So I don't know if you've done budgeting before. If you haven't, do learn how to do it because it is fairly easy to learn with the right person teaching you. Just go with something, there's process.
6 to 8 with that. All right. So I do feel like I'm focusing more on going back to work rather than starting up a business at the moment. Okay. Actually, can I just add to that, honey? You're bringing in a lot of havoc into your life because you don't actually know what you want yourself. So to me, I get you're questioning yourself a lot as well, which is bringing in a lot of that mixed emotion. Set your intention, have that clear vision of what it is you're working towards. Okay? It'll happen.
Yeah, great. Now, the way I'm going to just do this morning, because I've decided to change it up a little, or change it around a little, whatever, with the seesaw, if there is something that's a little bit on the more general or vague side, you're just going to have a card. Whoops, and there's one
Why not?
over for you. And that's already. Here's the message. Wrong side again. And that is the magnifying glass. I'm actually feeling that what you're needing to do is look more closely at some of the things that you're doing. I think there's some questions that you're asking yourself around. It feels like to me that there's a family issue that you're querying that's needing to have some finer definition in how you're understanding it and looking at it from the other side as well, from how others are feeling around it. But it's still your decision. You're needing to look at those details and how you feel about it yourself as to how you're going to act, not react. That's what I'm getting there. Is there anything quickly that you wanting to? I'm sort of sensing you've got anything to add to that, or you haven't?
No, I haven't.
Oh, good. Then I'm the right one. Cool. Ah, there you go. That one's yours. A card.
Hey, I have a card. Yes. Let's see if I can shuffle without sending them flying this time. The body certainly isn't working. All right. Evolve, honey, is the card that you got. So I get the reference. Let's go this side. So, no, that way. So I want to say, look at the changes coming. Things are really starting to open up for you, honey. There's a lot of growth coming as well. But I want to say, just breathe through this. Feel this beautiful energy that you have created, because I want to say a lot of the hard work is behind you. It's now being put in front of you, and that light is really starting to reflect through. So, on the right pathway. Look for the opportunities. All right. So wishing you all the very best with that.
Great. Good. And I've already shuffled for D. Will the post office owner also sell her house to us at a price we can afford? As we fell in love with a house, thanks heaps. Here, we'll do this one, although it's going to hide you again, Leanne, because it's okay. The long, I'm just realising it's the long comments. Cover all the way across, of course, or across, whichever way that looks. And look, the abundance, I'm feeling that is going to be a positive for you, as far as you're going to have the money to be able to afford what she is going to suggest as taking an offer, is what I'm getting out of that one. So there might still be a little bit of negotiation around it, but I'm feeling that it will be sold to you as the package. You got anything else with that one?
Yeah, I was just getting yes. Reading the question, I was getting yes to that.
Cool.
So I agree with Ros.
And here's yours.
Ladies, can you see me getting better? I have health problems and been giving the run around. Thank you. Have a good day. Okay, honey, I sent you lots of love and healing. Now, I'm not getting anything that is jumping off the board as in warning signs or anything like that. I do feel that it is very much about maintaining it. I actually want to say, maybe if you're not getting the results from the medical profession, because I get there is something going on there. Like I said, I'm not getting warning bells, but I do feel like I want to look at a natural side of it. So maybe a naturopath. Go to the naturopath. I can't remember what they could put it, but they get you to hold a probe type thing, or put your hands into a machine and they read your body and that. I actually feel like I've got high metals or something in your system. So I do feel like there is a bit of a toxin that has come from your surroundings over time that is high in your body. Now, I get the reference to the naturopath will be able to pick up on that by their reading, and you will be able to maintain that through that. So that is the feeling why the doctors aren't picking up on anything. All right. So like I said, I sent you healing, love and healing. Okay. So all the very best. Let me know how you go. Okay. Mute button. Ros, we can't hear you, hun. Oh, there we go.
I do keep pressing buttons here. I've muted because I'm shuffling. Because I've already shuffled it for Ashley's. Have we had hers before? I don't think we have.
No, not today. She did say hello, I think, earlier. Hey, honey.
Yeah, that's what I was recognising, I think. So the card for any work, home or work. So I've actually pulled up the rider for you. The rider is about, I just had the message to remind me, it's on the calendar for the 10:30 start. But we did start early. These people, lovely people, have recognised that, so that's wonderful. We've got the rider. Now, that's actually not focusing properly, is it? The rider is a beautiful card, and it's actually, it is the first of the cards, obviously, because it's number one. So it's bringing that initial message, and and it's usually something that's received fairly swiftly. Riding on the rainbow, it brings all sorts of spectrum of vibrations into it. So for me, what I'm getting for you is that it's feeling really, it's a positive, it's the moving forward, and I'm feeling it's more on the home front, just moving with ease through. It's actually gaining the enjoyment through whatever you do, rather than feeling that sometimes what you experience in the home realm is work. That it's just the same thing all the time. But within that, there's that feeling from me of what I'm receiving of the blessings of having a beautiful home, a space and a place that is yours, that you can feel comfortable in, that you can continue to, we've got places that we can keep clean and organised and safe and secure how we want them. And that's where I'm feeling the flow for you, that there's going to be more of a message around a family time, growing and becoming more. I'm sensing the word blessed. So that's the message that I've got for you around home with that card for today. Okay. And thank you for spreading the love. And we do love having people spreading the love and letting friends know that we are here doing it Tuesday mornings. So, and we've got Georgina, who's just in it. What have you for her?
Georgina, let's pull you a card, honey. I'll make the cards away from the mic a little bit. Oh, look, my coordination's getting better.
I'll have to stretch my arms to get the cards away from my mic, since it's these ones in the ear.
Love it. Beautiful. So, honey, I get purpose for you. So I want to say, take the time and look at who you are now. There is such a beautiful energy within. I do feel like you need to believe in yourself at the moment. So to me, look at that bigger picture, not focusing so much on yesterday, the past, or even right at this moment. It's about breathing through this energy, and it's opening up. And there's really big, I want to say there's some exciting things to come for you as well, because I'm very much drawn to the love, the warmth through that card. All right. So it's about your purpose at the moment, finding your direction and sitting in that energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I just love how the cards present. Doesn't matter. When you have a deck, there's always something that really is, it nails it. In my view. That's why I like using it as a tool. Just supporting and now the trusting in self, which each of us do need to do, because I've had the kick in the pants myself over the weekend.
I love it. Yeah. And do you know what? We all go through, even like as much as I've been doing mediumship for a while now, I always get the kick up the bum as well. So I think no matter what we are doing, whether it's in this industry, it's, in anything else, take note when you've got that push and move through that energy. Pardon me, go with the flow.
Yeah, and I think it really is it's growing into feeling that, being in tune with yourself and getting to know yourself the best that you can too, as well as being the best. It's needing to know yourself the best you can too. Yeah,
I love those aha moments.
Oh yeah, yeah, certainly have that. I'll just whiz through some of these because they're more the greeting side of it. So Sandra's saying good morning and hi ladies. So I hope you had
good morning, gorgeous.
Well, we did both have a great weekend with, and tired. That's why the stuttering and the mucking around with little buttons I pressed that I didn't unpress, etc. Sleepyheads. We'll catch up, won't we?
Yeah, I think tonight's show with Annette's going to be really interesting, with me trying to coordinate myself.
Yeah, and if I'm awake enough, I might tune in to see it, or I might be sleeping early.
Good morning, Tony. Tony, on the way to your house, I'm going to Macca's. If you like a coffee, let me know.
Oh, yeah.
I need coffee.
Here's me poking at the buttons again. Bella, yeah, I do hypnotherapy. So I trained in that 2014, had a gap because I had a medical thing myself that sort of precluded doing work as such for a little while, and then, other things come in with life. Yeah, I love doing the hypnotherapy. It's a very, it's very beneficial, and for some people a challenging technique, but it's not. It's easy. It's impossible. As we know, expect yourself to the potential of where you're going to feel you're led to, and that's the direction, grow until you know it. It's not the same as fake it till you make it. It is knowing, it's having that hint of where your passion might be, and testing the waters and moving toward it. And if it really doesn't gel, drop that and hone in again and getting to know yourself. That's where I'm speaking about with that. Good morning, ladies. Will I get better without seeing the doctor now? This one I think was my one, and I did shuffle, and I got and I've just, because I was looking at that card earlier, and this is the card I got, is the stork. You might be, we can see you this time because it's a short question. Why does that one go shorter when it is still a long sentence? Oh, I don't know, don't understand.
Probably because it's not quite as many words. Possibly.
Okay. Yeah, so it's the stork, and that is about change. Now, I'm feeling, look, you certainly will get better, I think, without going to the doctor, but with anything medical, look, really knowing your body yourself and being in tune with it, if it continues in your body and you not feeling well, at least see somebody, whether it's a naturopath or the doctor, sense what care that you need. Are you getting a need to go to the doctor, Leanne, for Natasha? I'm just sort of thinking, if it's going to continue where you're not feeling quite right, have it seen to.
Yep. I feel yes. I want to say yes. I'm not getting warning bells, but I do feel like it's been going on for a little bit yet so far. So I want to say yes with that. Okay. Yeah. I'm a big believer it's better to be safe than be sorry. So not that you're going to be sorry.
Our recognised system is with the allopathic, which is the medical system that we have. There are excellent alternatives, but I'm feeling the GP at this point might be the better go. But learn to be in tune with your own body as to whether it's the naturopath or a Chinese medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic. There are methods that have been proven over years in other cultures. But also the science and that behind our allopathic system, our medical system in the Western world has been proven too. Sometimes I get it wrong. I'm not going to say it's perfect. That's why I prefer to actually go with our own guidance, our own internal system. We know best what our bodies are. We just need to be more in tune and aware and open to listening to it and what it's trying to tell us. Your turn.
Excuse me. I think we've done one for Georgia.
Oh, okay. Next one.
I pulled a card for it. I think she's I want to say good morning to my mum. I can't believe she's out of bed yet. She's just popped up on the bottom of the screen.
Because I'm still at the top. I haven't looked through the bottom.
I seen her just pop up on my screen. Good morning, ladies. Having some learning issues with her son. How can I help him be more confident? I work with him every day, several times a day, but he gets so frustrated. Okay, I get the reference to he knows what he wants to do in his head, but it's the communication problems, the communication side that he's really struggling with. So to me, he knows it in his head, but he's putting a lot of pressure on himself. I want to say to me, I'm very much drawn, honey, around maybe look at a form of relaxation before you sit with him. So whether it's just like sit and listen to some music maybe a small meditation or something like that with him to sort of block out everything else that's going on around him, because he puts a lot of pressure on him. So I get breathe through it. So I do feel that by putting, I don't want to say working with him is putting the pressure on him, but to me, he's feeling in that pressure at that time because the spotlight is on that. So whether it's about having maybe even a lot of distractions, just try and see if you can maybe some soft relaxing music or calming music in the background. But I just get there is a lot of confusion in his head. All right. So, and he feels he knows his stuff. He knows his stuff, but it's getting it to come to the forefront is the problem with that. So I would just maybe break it up a little bit, short bursts, change the focus in between those sessions. So whether it's about taking a little 5-minute break or just taking the focus off of that and having something else to focus on as well. Hey, Ros!
Sorry, I thought I'd just try that. Oh, that's the tiredness starting.
You gotta do the hands like you're peeping around the corner. But it was perfect because when my camera's set up.
Oh, hang on. No, can't quite
Yeah, there you go. When my camera's set up, it's like you came around the edge of the roller it sits on.
Oh, goodness. Sorry about that. Yeah, it is the time that starts to create playfulness.
It is.
And then gets to be just plain stupid. Which we found, and I did that because, sorry to interrupt, just that last little bit.
It's okay.
We've got your comment there about the ha-ha and guinea pigs didn't get the memo. They squeak at 7, now it's at 8. Sorry. That's why I saw that. Guinea pigs. What family doesn't have guinea pigs when they've got children as, at that young age, that, one of those first line of pets that you have is guinea pigs. And you better not have a dog or you have holes in the garden where they try digging into the guinea pig cage. That's our experience. Hi, Adair, how are you?
Morning.
Yes, we had a lovely time and a trip back when we had the meeting, when you did your live for the My Timers.
Yeah. We have to watch that.
Yeah, we do still, yes, we do still need to watch the replay. So we had a great time, really. Now, we're up to Shelley, who is wanting a card, please. Feels that your life is transitioning, have a very new relationship. Can you see this being anything? So the card that I've pulled is the key. So you have actually got that transition with opening, unlocking your, it does feel like it is specifically your love life. I'm trying to get that focus so that you can see my eye it does go straight to look at that focus change when I've got my finger at it instead of my face.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look.
Wow.
There's a focus really clearly. I could just see that rose, that beautiful flower. Let's see if it does it when I'm up close. Oh, gee, it's still not enough. Anyway, yes, I think it's going to really blossom. You've unlocked your heart and the rose is going to bloom past being in a cage. So that's what I'm feeling around your new relationship. So enjoy the transition and let it blossom and bloom. And I'm not saying like the cut flower. I don't know what they put in the cut flower, the vase for cut flowers and the rest. It's actually more feeling like it's more the planting of the rose bush itself. And it'll blossom from that. So enjoy the process and the transition. So... here we were when there was a peekaboo named Leanne. Whoops. I'll skip through some of these. If I miss out on you in the line of what there is, did we answer something for Nita? She's just asking if she's on the right path, please.
Yes, honey. I feel like straight away I got a very strong yes with that. I get the reference to a lot of the hard work is behind you, but at the same time, I feel like you're questioning yourself a little bit too much. So I want to say when those thoughts, those patterns, old patterns come up, acknowledge it, give gratitude, and let it go. When you do that, you're going to find you're going to go with the flow and it's just going to flow. Okay. So it will move in the right direction. You are certainly where you need to be right now. Okay. Exciting things coming next year is the reference I get with you, honey. So,
Great.
yeah, good
That's
luck.
good. And I'll move
That was
on to
great.
the next. Just, oops. You're right.
Yeah, I put my shoulders back and a crack.
I know what my back feels like from the travelling because it is a long drive for what we were doing. Now, hi to us both. Oh, Stacey, you didn't get the job you applied for. Was that one that we felt that you were going to get? Definitely. I don't remember
Not too
reading
sure.
the readings, so I don't know. What's in store for me returning to work and finding something close to home part-time? You're a stay-at-home mum currently. Yeah. Oh, did you want to do that one?
No, you go for it.
Oh, okay. Because I have shuffled the cards. And I'm actually feeling like I do need to pull the two. So you've got, this is where it gets tricky, isn't it? So the first one that I pulled was bear. So it's persistence and the strength. Like put your back into it as far as persisting with the applications, keeping an eye out for the direction of what type of part-time work you actually want. And like focus it, and that's where I'm getting like with the compass. It's actually you need to actually focus on which type of part-time work you want, and do you really want to do the part-time work that is away from home? Is it something that you're actually getting a feel for trying out something that is from home instead of out of home doing part-time work or a mini business or something that could be set up from home? What are your skills? What areas do you want to be working in? So, and I'll just pull the third one. Just wondering if you're into writing or doing that type of stuff, maybe virtual assistant work, which is an area I'm starting to get into at some point. Very soon. Well, I have started the process, so it could be something that you might find is a skill if you've got computer set up and internet access. Try it out. I do know a great course for virtual assistants. Message me within business hours. I might be able to help out with that one. Now, we've got Leanne, see both now. Oh, that's still with all that stuff. Did we have a double up there? Phone played up, not sure. Have we answered one for Kira?
No, we haven't.
You've got a better memory for that. So
I don't know today.
So I would say that maybe you might have been on one of the other pages, were you? And it didn't get seen and you've come to My Time TV. That's the other reminder, and we're at the 10:30 mark too, by the way, I've just noticed. So, wow, we still can't seem to get through all of them, but we're never gonna.
Can I pull a card for Kira? I'm not sure what her previous comment was, but like Roz says, alignment, honey. Things are coming into place. So I do feel that energy is starting to center very quickly. So it's all coming in. Just focus, breathe, and that beautiful ray is going to come out. All right. So excellent. Beautiful.
Great. So,
Stacey's just saying. Sorry, Ros. Stacey's just saying she is a primary school teacher. That could be the paperwork, as in the schoolwork.
Yeah, writing, that type of stuff. Yes,
Yep.
yes. Yeah, even if it's tutoring from home, if there's that sort of option that is primary school level. I know tutors are more in the secondary, but special needs. I used to have a teacher that was a real, absolute wonderful primary school teacher at Menengi, was helping kids in the primary area for those that had those little more difficult things. It worked really well for her. She was a fantastic, old-fashioned, really wonderful teacher. She has since passed on herself too. I've just skimmed down right to the bottom now, and I'm seeing, yes, there is still the questions for coming in, but we have actually really run out of time, and we can't extend that today really because of the busyness that Leanne has. I'm lucky, I've got a bit of an option to rest if I want to straight away, which I'm probably going to actually do. And look, with some of these questions in the list, I might be able to have some time this afternoon once I've had a rest to send little one-card reading messages to you. So don't expect it, just love the surprise if it gets to be that's what happens, okay?
Yeah.
That's what's so wonderful about life. There is unexpected in amongst it, and things that will pop up that we do need to, look, sometimes it can be a feeling of cope with because it's challenging, but that in itself will actually help us to strengthen and grow. So go with the flow of where you're being present in this moment, okay? That's just something I got then. So there you go. Go with the flow with life. Trust your inner abilities, connecting with your inner self, that soul level, and have a wonderful time with the friends and people around you, as Leanne and I did on the weekend.
If you ever need a laugh, come on the road with us.
Yes. And it was really fun just what went through my mind, because there were a few who were returning and driving through the night to get back to their destinations. A couple in a car who were at the fair, at the psychic fair with us, they were travelling. They were going to swag, decided not to because it was starting to rain, and it was almost like that little, they'd pass us, then we'd pass them because we'd each have our little breaks at different times, and it was quite funny. As we had the last break, they pulled up. Leanne didn't know that when she was in using the conveniences, walked out, and there she is, Lisa. Oh, what are you doing here?
I thought it was my mum giving out the thought.
Yeah, it was just so, it is so much fun. So take advantage of those moments where you can connect with people and enjoy life. So, it's wonderful. So do follow your passions and where you feel led to, because that is, it helps direct what we're meant to be doing here. So thanks, Leanne, for coming in early, and I hope the rest of your day is wonderful. I know I'm going to see you at least once more today. So
thank you for accommodating my busy schedule today.
That was reasonably easy, except I'd forgotten about having to start a computer up, reboot, all that, and set up. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you next week at 10:30.
Yes, beautiful. And Mum's just saying there's not enough room in the car for everyone. Good on you, Mum.
Oh, not for everyone. No, it fits us all really well.
she did threaten to tie Dad to the trailer. So.
There was that instant, wasn't there? It's good fun. So thank you, everybody, again, and we'll see you next Tuesday at 10:30. Do look at our Facebook pages. There are booking buttons of some form or another. I know yours is. I've got to double check whether mine works. I've been fiddling around with settings. So do check it out, the various pages that we have, websites, whatever. Do the search on our names and have a wonderful time for the coming week. Namaste and blessings for your week. Until then, bye for now.